Ladies and gentlemen,
It's Monday, and that means we have another episode of Monster Monday in store for you. This year, we are celebrating 5 years of helping these heroes live their best life. 5 years of doing epic. 5 years of making sure they have everything they need. Because of you, this is all possible. We thank you for not only tuning in, but we thank you for doing epic and being part of the Monster family. Because of you, all things are possible. I'm Riot, and alongside me is the world famous Misty, and we welcome you to Monster Monday.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monster Monday. I kind of feel like I'm a guest when I'm not in my office. Like you guys are in your office, so I'm not sure if I'm just supposed to sit here until you're ready for me, or if I'm supposed to talk right out of the gate. So
Right out of the gate.
We don't really know what's going on. So
yeah, well, I'm sitting here on my ride. So hello to everybody. Thankfully, Dylan is on the ball to remind me, one, what day it is, and two, what time it is in said time zone that I'm in. And I had to do a double take because I've been in so many time zones in such a short amount of time. Like all I know is it's 7 o'clock at my time. That's what I was looking at when you texted me. I was like, okay, yeah, but where am I? Like thinking, calculating like the time zone. I'm like, okay, I know I'm in my own home time zone. So it's 8 o'clock is when the show is. But so I was happy. I'm happy. I'm working my way home. Today is not, nobody's going to be overly impressed with my miles for today. I think I'm at, well, I can't look at my phone right now, but I think I'm probably for like 600 so for the day is all. So I want to average over 800, and it's kind of, today's been just a little tough. The sun beat me up down in South Carolina and North Carolina, and I think I didn't know how riding so many days in a row would wear me down. And I joked around with Amy and I said, I'm just not, I didn't have time to get in shape, and I was having some issues with my feet and back, so I couldn't even really go for long walks, let alone any running. And so we joked around at home. She goes, well, you're gonna get in shape while you're on the ride, I guess. And so that's what I'm doing, is getting in shape to sit. But it just it's crazy how you get so wore out. Like you wouldn't think, like you sit and watch somebody ride a motorcycle, you're like, guys riding a motorcycle sitting there, like you wouldn't think it would be much. But at the end of the day, I'm just exhausted, man. I set up my tent. Last night, I was going to sit or get a hotel room. My plan was every Sunday to get a hotel room and shower and shave and at least start looking like a human again. I was so tired when I pulled into Chattanooga last night. I pulled in, I took a right. I didn't even pay attention to signs, which way they were pointing for a hotel or whatever. I took a right. As soon as I took a right on the exit, there was a crappy little market. Turns out to be a Dollar General market. I didn't even know they had those. So it looks like a Dollar General, but it's like a grocery store. And so I pulled it. It is one glance over there. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I pulled in the shadows in the back, right next to, the back entrance to the store. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not wasting the time looking for a room. I can be set up here by the time I find a hotel. I'll be sleeping in 10 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. It started raining. So I slept like a little brain injured third grader, and, it was perfect. And I went to bed, and I decided I needed 6 hours of sleep instead of 4. So I just set the alarm for 6 hours from when I went to bed. So it was like, I think it was 12:07 or something like that. So I'm like, all right, it's 6:07. I'm gonna get up. I woke up a little bit early, but it was pretty close. So I thought that was pretty good. So, and I felt a little better with 6 hours of sleep. So, some point I'm gonna need a good night's sleep. So when this is done, I think I'm just gonna get the temperature right when I get home, or a hotel or whatever. Just like, I do not want to be bothered with a checkout. If I oversleep, I'll pay for another night. let me sleep. So, but I'm excited because I'm working my way home. We've got all kinds of interest in this. I'm stopping at Harley's. I stopped in Greenville Harley today to meet a friend of mine, Mark Nips, who's a big supporter. And when I met him at Greenville, the marketing person came outside, and She goes, Mile Monsters. Oh, I'm familiar with Mile Monsters. So that was pretty, that was pretty cool. And so I introduced myself, and Scrubs, it's his home dealership. So they're prepping him, getting him ready for rides. He's out on a ride right now, doing some veteran stuff. And so it was really cool. I talked to him a little bit today. So it was just cool. But that's what the goal is like this ride. I want the people to know what we do, who we do it for. You know, at the end of the day, I want them to, when this is on the map, Mile Monsters Inc. is on the map and people talk about it. I don't care at all if they say Riot did that or somebody. I just want them to say somebody from Mile Monsters did that 35,000 mile ride for, and name kids, you know, and that's, and for helping heroes, you know, that's what I want, you know, I want them to not remember if it was me, if it was Dylan, if it was Iceman, whomever. I want that to be lost in memory, you know, like when they tell the story 2-3 years from now, it's like they'll get the monster wrong. As long as they get the purpose and the heroes right, that's going to be awesome. So that's my goal. And when I pull into places like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're familiar with the monsters, and we saw, you know, this kid or that kid," you know, it's like, "Oh, didn't one of your kids, the GOAT, have an event last weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's, you know, that's just badass when you get that level." So I guess that after 5 years, it's like, it's so awesome to see, knowing the kids. So, you know, knowing what we do and not have to explain everything, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
because you start to feel like a broken record. Like you stop at a gas station or something and people start asking questions and talking, and you feel like you're giving the same speech over and over again. So yeah, I suppose it's nice when people are like, "Oh yeah, I know what you do," you know?
Yeah. It's kind of fun, and it's exciting. And I hand out these bracelets. I have them right here on my umbrella, and I hand out bracelets, you know, and they're really funny because it says I met Riot, and all I got was a stupid bracelet. And everybody chuckles, you know. I always watch them. And I went by a state trooper who was sitting on the side of the road yesterday or Saturday, and at the Michigan Speedway, there was an event. Of course, my route takes me right by a NASCAR Speedway when there's a Saturday pickup. Saturday has the pickup races there, and I'm like, traffic galore. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I went to go on the shoulder, and he was yelling at somebody else for being on the shoulder. So I was like, all right. Well, then I got up to him, and I just went slow by him and handed him a bracelet, and he thought it was pretty funny. So he was wondering what I was doing, was angling the bike right at him at first. But I had my camera on, so I'll dig that out of there and post that at some point. But he said thank you. He was nice about it. So that was pretty funny. But I've handed out a lot of bracelets, a lot of literature, and I've ran into a few people who know of someone with DMD. You know, I was in Sturgis, and a girl there said, you know, there's a kid in town that is so I thought that was pretty cool, you know, that they recognize our cause and recognize what we're doing it for, and it's all good. So it makes me feel like, you know, it's worthwhile, because everybody judges things. And this is what I talk about with Hoka Hay Riders. You know, they're judging their success based on dollars they generate for donations. And I said, at the end of the day, that's awesome. But the main thing is awareness and recognition and spreading the word so they know what DMD is. So when they hear about a kid in their town who has DMD, they're like, oh, there's some bikers that do shit for them. And, you know, like, these kids got it, you know, a bad disease, but there's people out there doing some cool stuff for them. So,
see, and that helps explain why we do these rides anyway. Because, you know, you add it up. If you buy a bike, you buy tires, fuel, everything else. You know, a lot of times it costs us more than what we're generating for Mile Monsters. But by simply donating that money ourselves, it wouldn't raise any awareness. You know, nobody'd hear about it. Nobody'd know about it. You know, it'd just be money. So that's why the rides are so important, even if you're not making the money you wanted to, you know?
Yeah. And it all comes, like, you never know when you're going to make money, when you're not. You know, it's just crazy, because I've been on rides that, you know, I judged as not a failure, but maybe not as great as I had hoped for fundraising. But then I met somebody on the way, and they reach out and donate $5,000 for something because they met me for 5 minutes or saw my bike or whatever. So you never know who you're going to reach when you're out there, or what impact that's going to have. They might go to work and tell somebody, their boss gets involved, whatever. You know, things happen how they happen. But I think if you're real about it, and, you know, you're in it for the right reasons and want to promote these things, it's awesome that you know, it has the effects, makes the kids famous. And that's what I always tell them when I meet a kid, you know, I'm like, you know, if we bring you on, do you have any problem with being famous? You know, kids love it. Who doesn't want to be famous, you know, as a kid? So, you know, and that's awesome when they have that. So I just think that's really cool. So, you know, we do a lot. It's always busy at Mile Monsters. It's, you know, I'm doing this. There's other people doing any number of things going on. They got the Hokey coming up. We got the Monster 250 coming up, you know, and I just want to touch on that quick too, because the Monster 250, people were asking questions about it. I meant to do a video today, but I didn't get stopped in time. But just quickly on that, you know, whatever you sign up for, the goal is if you sign up for Minnesota, I'll use you guys for an example. If you sign up for Minnesota and Wisconsin both, then you want to ride 250 miles and raise $250 for everything you sign up for. So if you sign up for 2 or 3 or 5 and you ride the 250 and you raise the 250, then that's a chance at, you know, you're going to be entered for a chance to win the bike. But, you know, the goal here at the end of the game is fundraising and awareness. So, you know, we wanted 250 people to do 250 miles and raise $250. You know, all those seats at all those tables, you know, make-believe tables that we have on there. So, you know, so if somebody signed up for 7 and they raise, say they sign up for 7 spots because they're going to go cross country, and they did 5 worth, whatever 5 times 250 is, you know, they did 5 and they got all the miles, and they did all the miles, then there would be 5 spots for the thing. Even though they signed up for 7, it would be 5 that they're in the drawing for. So, you know, it seems confusing because in my brain it all makes sense, but then somebody else sees it different and they're like, hey, I don't get this. I was like, well, come in my brain and it'll look perfectly clear to you. You know, but you know, you get people to think different, see things different, you know. So just wanted to kind of explain that the best I could with the foggy brain that I have. And I really feel like my brain is foggy. I'm like, whatever not so smart 3rd grader is, that's what I feel like I am. You know, it's like people ask me questions at the store, like simple things, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. You know, it's like just a fog from being so tired, and I hear a humming noise in my ears nonstop. And thank God I have a new helmet because that's way better, but still it's just loud. You know, the world is a loud place, but I'm happy with all the things we set up. All I see is there'll be signs. I knew that was from Chad. there'll be signs. And nobody told me about those signs until not that long ago. So, but it was great. And we have that one fundraiser, Dylan. The only other thing I want to touch on, and then I'll be done, is we have a mystery fundraiser, the wild card. I put that up last night. That is not anything to do with our boys. So if you're somebody who wants to donate and you're like, well, I just donate money if it's going to the boys. This is not directly going to the boys, but it's going to a project that is a feel-good project that, in my mind, anybody who donates, if you have $75 and want to donate to it, you get a chance. We're adding some prizes to our prize pool as well. If you want to donate $75, I feel it's going to be a feel-good story, and you'll be happy you donated $75. And it indirectly will affect the boys, but directly not. And a lot of that will make more sense when I, you know, unveil it. Don't you think?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
It will come full circle and help the boys. And no, you guys aren't buying me something. So I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. It's I just think I think it's a feel good story, and
Absolutely.
it was Dylan's idea. I just rolled with it, and you know, Dylan Misty came to me with an idea. I like to give people credit where credit's due. I thought that's a really good idea, and I'm all for it. So
It went something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But that's But I think it's a feel good story. And when
Absolutely.
we get rid of the amount of cards, I'm not sure what we're at. I think Mandy said we were at 20 or 25 that we sold
Last I
today.
looked, it was 2025, and I was going to see it. Man, I forgot to ask.
Yeah, they all add up on the Mile Monsters Inc. one, but then it's on the page. But if people want to share that, let other people in on it. like I say, it's not directly for the boys, but it's a feel good story. And I think people would feel good about getting in on that. If $75 is the difference in you
Absolutely.
paying your mortgage or not, then obviously don't do it. But
Don't do
you
it.
know, if you got a spare 75 bucks, it just worked out.
Mandy said 30.
Oh, that's awesome. So it
Yeah.
works out that if we sell 52 cards at $75, it generates what we're looking to generate. So pretty cool. So that's really all I got. That's really all I have. You know, I was pretty happy with the goats event.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
down in Texas. I wanted to thank Iceman and Snapshot, and of course Gavin's family for all the work they did. But it's really cool that, you know, they have a stunt show, a bike wash at a dealership, and people come out to it when it's never been done before. And you know, we don't have a big history at Cowboy Harley in Austin, so we've been there. We were there on our movie, and it's really nice. And then at the end of the day, they agreed to match whatever was raised, so up to $10,000. And then at the end of the day, they just donated the full $10,000.
Wow.
Even though we didn't
That's
raise
incredible.
the 10 to match, they just donated what they had said they were willing to donate. And I thought that was pretty cool. And that's a testament to the people that put that on, to Iceman and Snapshot in particular, because without their the heart and soul into it, you don't have an impact on a dealership that they want to part with that kind of money, you know, to help somebody. So, you know, they could have matched it, and that would have been great. You know, they could have matched it. I think they raised like $5,000. They could have matched that, and it would have been great. But I want to thank those guys, everybody involved, really, and all the monsters that came to it to show love for Gavin like that, because it really goes a long ways, and it really does. You know, I could tell that they really represented well when the dealership did that. You know, that's not, you know, they gave all good vibes, and people had a good feeling about Mile Monsters to go that extra mile. So I don't know if I'm putting that right, but
Absolutely, you are. Yeah.
yeah. So you get my meaning, and I think it's really, really cool that, you know, and that's a big event I had zero to do with, absolutely nothing, and that's the kind of growth I'm super proud of. You know, we have an event like that for somebody representing the Mile Monsters, and I'm just out on a ride doing my thing, and other things are happening in the back, and they just happen, and they happen great, and nothing but great feedback from it. So it makes
takes
it
a
really,
village.
yeah, it really does. It takes a village, and the village is really awesome, and it's filled with awesome people. And I know people come and go, and they have more time this year than they did last. They have less time this year than they did last. They have something comes up in their life. They had a grandkid, they had a kid, the kid's graduating from college, grandkids graduate, you know, whatever. And people might be gone. And to anybody that's gone a little bit, they come back whenever you have the time, because we always have a home for you. And I think it's just awesome. And it's really, really exciting to see that happen. And that, you know, it's like some stuff coming in the future is really lining up really nice. So I thank everybody involved with that. And there was a lot of monsters that showed up out there, you know, and Gavin's dad, Manny, I mean, he's
I'm just
incredible.
that I missed the tacos. I really am.
He's an incredible chef
He
when it
is.
comes to that stuff. Like, he makes dinners at their house. We'll have 50, 60 people over there, and he just cooks it all up like you're at a restaurant, like it's nothing. Like
I
like
know.
I can keep my wife alive if it's her and I at home, and you know, I could do that. But man, he just like, oh, he's just back there visiting, hanging out, just like rocks it up, brings in the house by the
Crazy.
bucket full, and then it tastes awesome. I'm like, God, I have a party. I'm just a stressed mess, you know. And it's like I tell people, you just eat the shit and I don't care, eat it or go hungry. That's my answer, you know.
Some chips.
Yeah, I can maybe do microwave popcorn for people. I can maybe pull that off. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But that's awesome. But I'm just super happy this, you know, and all this stuff just makes what we do so worthwhile. You know, sitting on this bike for 35,000 miles is no picnic, but you see all the good things that come from it, and all the awareness that's being spread is starting to get picked up, just like I thought it would. you know, now it's out there and people are like, man, some dude's riding 35,000 miles, and they see the map and they're like, holy shit, look at that. And more talk. So it's just, it makes all that worth it, you know, deer running in front of you and cars coming close and, you know, stuff like that. Like there's a lot of risk, and it's nice to know that you take that risk and it has value. You know, I'm not just out here riding 35,000 miles because I want to see the country or do something, you know, and, you know, it has value to it, you know, and I don't want to hit a deer. I don't want anything, but if I hit something and I wreck my bike, I'd be like, you know, that's life. I wasn't just out here wasting time and being away from my wife for 40 days just to go ride, you know. So it makes it cool. So I'm super happy, and I'm sitting here at a hilltop at some church I saw off the side of the road, and so I went to pull in, and it was a little more complicated than I thought, but it's a super nice place. And evidently somebody was here while we were doing this. They left. I didn't even notice. So I guess I'm not very observant. But two homeless dudes did walk up on me this morning, and I caught that.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I was packing my stuff up, and I already had my helmet on, and I heard something behind me, and I walked up, and they were just walking by, but I was like, that's a good way to get yourself into trouble, you know, when you're two homeless dudes walking up. They were fairly close. I had my helmet on my back to them, and they were going to walk right in front of my bike, so they were within 10 feet when I heard it. So I kind of laughed, but other than that, it's all good. I don't have anything else.
Right on.
Okay. I think I'll share the news and then
Oh, should we spin the wheel or share the news?
Oh yeah,
do you
that's
want
what I
to
forgot
do the
about.
wheel first?
Whatever. I totally forgot about it. So we got the wheel of winners for May. We couldn't do it last weekend because, you know, Mandy evidently needs more than 2 hours to get everything together for a whole month. She gets
After
home.
crashing her motorcycle.
Yeah, she gets home, wrecks a bike, and she's like, I need a mental health day. So
Yeah.
we couldn't do it last week. So whatever. So,
So we gave her
she
some
got it
time.
she got it together. So yeah, we can do the wheel. We can do the
All right.
wheel. That'd be fine.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out if this works for me real good. I got to toggle back and forth between, you know, thumbs or whatever. I don't know what the hell you call it. But yeah, because I can only afford one monitor. So here we go.
That's awesome.
But should we go ahead and spin the first one?
Yes.
Shuffle it a
Yeah,
few times?
Are you going to shuffle it? There's 5 people coming off of this. So however you want to do it, just shuffle them up. Shuffle
Get her
it 3
done.
times and then spin it and spin it again and spin it again, whatever. So
Yep.
I'll try to toggle back and forth. I should be able to figure this out. So here we go. I'll shuffle a couple times. I'll shuffle 3 times and I'll spin the first one.
Okay, here we go.
awesome.
I'll get the names down.
1,
Two,
2, 3,
three.
and spin.
Can you
I
see
think
the
it's-
wheel?
Is
I
it
can see
working?
Wheel?
Yeah, I can see it.
We thought
Oh,
you
we were
could.
good at this. Oh,
my
Gavin.
Gosh, it's Gavin.
Gavin's going to be so happy that he's on the wheel. That's pretty funny. He'll be great. And I tell you what, it's Amy just put up there, look at all those names. That's really awesome, you know, that
Yeah.
many
Yeah, it's
people are in on this.
Yeah, 692 entries, I think. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
all right. So
Gavin,
here we
number
go.
1.
We're going to try to spin another one. I'll shuffle a couple times each time. How's that? So there's one shuffle. There's another shuffle and a spin.
So we got Gavin. Watch Gavin get it again. Watch it be turbo this time. That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
Aaron.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, so far 2 for 2 with people I know well.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 2 shuffles and a spin. 1, 2, and spin.
You can't even see the names.
Michelle.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
How many is
Congratulations,
that?
Michelle.
That's
That's
3.
3.
All right.
That's 3.
Oh, Craig's on the top of the list. We're going to shuffle. All right. 2 shuffles and a spin.
Oh, you hit
That's
Aaron's on
awesome.
the
Aaron's on again.
That
Oh
is
my God.
crazy.
That is crazy.
And I knew that could happen because somebody might be on there 10 times. So that's really upping his chances to be on.
That is crazy.
right on. All right, so we're gonna do 2 more shuffles and 1 last spin.
Yep. 2 more shuffles.
Should we save this one till the end of the show so people don't just leave?
No.
All
No, because I
right.
got to leave.
See, everybody else is gonna leave too.
All right, so here we go. 2 shuffles and a spin. 2 and spin.
Okay, one more chance, people.
It's Aaron, I'm going to laugh.
I know.
Harold Floyd.
Congratulations, everybody.
Harold Floyd. That name sounds familiar, like I should know him, but maybe
I
not.
don't.
That's
I-
awesome, though.
I
That's
got them
cool.
here.
That's 5. That's 5. We're getting closer. And everybody that's come out to visit me or taking a picture of me or anything, that's somebody that's not going. We're all going on a wheel, but the first Monday after this ride is over with, we're going to spin that wheel, and that's going to be our first finalist. So we will
Nice.
know somebody on that stage will be out of that group. So that's pretty cool.
That's
Nice.
crazy.
And we were able to sweeten the pot on that bike this weekend too. We were at some artsy fartsy coffee shop or ice cream shop or whatever, and they had stuff for sale. And we can't have Babe the Blue up or the Babe the Blue bike without Babe the Blue Ox. So we
That's
got
awesome. I think that's going to be that's such a great find because and a lot of people don't even have any idea what Babe the Blue Bike came from. Like everybody from
Right.
Minnesota that grew up like we did instantly knows. But I have a few people like, why'd you name it Babe the Blue Bike? I was like, I'm from Minnesota. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, you have to look that up.
Check it out. The real Babe is just a couple miles up the road from our house. So
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. A lot of people like to me it's just so adorable. It seems so
Yep.
simple. All right.
Okay.
Well you do the news and I'm gonna watch, but I'm gonna be
You're
getting
gonna-
some clothes.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna be
hide
gearing.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna gear up some clothes while you do it. So I don't
Sounds
know.
great.
I'm gonna mute myself, I think. That'll help. So you don't have to listen to me. But I always like can't shut up, so you'll be saying something, I'll chime in. So
You can chime in. That's
I'll
fine.
do the
Just,
I'll do
just
the
interrupt me. Okay. Ride safe. Okay. So we had Babe the Blue Ox. So that was cool. Yeah, Dylan and I this weekend went and rode motorcycle. We took my cousin out for a ride, and she hadn't really been on a bike too much, and we were getting ice cream. But yeah, Dylan scared her quite a bit this weekend on the bike.
Today, she said that she's crippled today. Her legs were squeezing me for I don't know how many hours, just clamped on like a vice. So
Yeah. Yeah, she was helping steer the motorcycle. So I felt kind of bad for her. And he said he was being nice, but I don't know.
we were following you. So
Well,
anyway,
So that was our weekend. But I just wanted to let everybody know that Honor Week starts this Sunday. I'll finally get to do Honor Week because I'm on vacation next week. So that's awesome. So Honor, yes, I will be riding with you. And so yeah, everybody get out Sunday and ride for Honor Week. M777 and Street Cred is on day 158. Way to go, guys. 207 to go. They're pumping it out. I was waiting to see if Riot was going to add anything to that. No. Okay. Then I'll get on to Hero News. We mentioned Gavin. I was just going to bring up his donations from the Harley dealership. He had a pretty good week with that. So, and then Turbo, he's doing really well. He just says he needs to get out of the house. They're all feeling a lot better now, and he just needs to get out and get some sunshine and vitamin D. So hope that goes well for you, Turbo. Jackson, he has more labs tomorrow. So blood pressure, blood drawn, and hopefully that all goes well for you. So good results for that. Sunday, he gets company from Brett and Turtle. So I think he's pretty excited for them to come visit him. So that'll be a good time. It's always nice when monsters visit the heroes. I think they really like that. Well, I don't know who enjoys it more, the heroes or the monsters, but I know the heroes definitely enjoy that. Also, Alfie, he's done with school the end of this week, and he told his mom he's been a good boy. So he asked to go to Guns N' Roses I don't know where he gets it. And so he is going to Guns N' Roses. So that's awesome, Alfie. I'm glad to hear. You'll have
Does he
to.
need a chaperone for that?
I
'Cause
know.
I could probably swing a day off, or a few days.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good time. Alfie will be right in his element there. I hope he doesn't think he gets to get on stage and sing. I don't know. Maybe he'll get to. Who
Right.
knows? That's
Well, if you've heard Guns N' Roses within the last 10 years or whatever, Alfie couldn't do any worse than they're doing. So
Alfie do way
he'd rock it
better.
out. He'd know the
Alfie-
words better than Axel or whoever's in the band now. So.
He would do way better. Exactly. I don't have much more for news. I didn't really have any news on Brody. I know that Riot about 6 days ago rode for him, and all the proceeds went to him for some things he needed. I have nothing else. I don't know if Riot's gonna jump in on anything. It don't look like he's gonna.
But yeah, I wanted to add one more thing before we were done.
Okay.
But like with the 250 coming up, we talked about fundraising and awareness raising. So like if you're on the fence about signing up for that and you're thinking about not doing it or doing it because you're not sure you can raise $250 or you're not sure you'll be able to ride 250 miles in a certain state or whatever, go ahead and do it. We don't actually penalize or fine anybody for coming up a little short. So yeah, try it. And if
you might be surprised.
Yeah, you might be very surprised. If you've got friends that haven't seen this stuff before, they're perfect because they're the ones that get excited. They're the ones that, they've never donated before. And those are the ones that we're really trying to reach. So if you're just one person coming up a little short yourself, well, maybe even someday they'll do a fundraiser and it just goes. So yeah, don't be afraid of coming up a little short.
And they can do it in a car. They can do it in anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it on a motorcycle.
Right.
No.
If you want to go for a ride in a car, go 250 miles and go cruise Lake Superior, Shoreline, whatever you want to do. So
Yeah, I remember like my first Mile Monster fundraiser, that was the most nerve-wracking part, was trying to make sure I raised the money or whatever, and it's like, and end of the day, it is what it is, and yeah, just try it. So
Yeah. So that's definitely.
you have to try, and when you show some of the kids and some of the things that we've been able to do, it's pretty epic,
Mhm.
So I think it's all good.
yeah, something you'd want to be a part of. I think anybody would want to be a part of it.
Well, and it's not a failure raising any money.
No,
You know
or
what I mean?
awareness.
No.
And awareness.
You stop at some gas station, people are like, "What are you doing?" You tell them, and boom, that's a win right in itself.
Yep.
So,
And if you can only ride 150 miles, it's not a failure. I'm just going to tease you, but that doesn't
Right.
Yeah,
mean
you will
it
get
doesn't
teased.
mean it doesn't mean it's a failure. It's just it's not that we think less of you. It's just fun.
yeah.
Same way people used to tease me when I couldn't ride very far. So
Right.
it's
We
all
just
fun.
won't be as proud of you.
That's just it.
All good.
All right, I'm getting back on the road. So awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, you have a
Thank-
great ride.
I think we're done too. We're just blabbing. So
Yeah,
no.
congratulations to the five
Yeah.
actually the four people. The first one to double up. I've been waiting for that. I thought Twister would get on there again or Frosty, somebody that got in early, the early months, and then maybe get again. So I wasn't really expecting two on the same wheel, 600 and some, and I think Aaron had 6 or whatever he had on there, spots. So
Pretty
but
crazy.
that's just the draw. So that's awesome. So, and Honor in traditional Riot fashion, I'm gonna go all in on Honor Week. Okay, just for you, just for you, Honor. I'm gonna get out and ride another one. I'm gonna submit it, and I'm gonna do one day in the shorts that Brandy made for me. So my
We
Mile
need to
Monster
see that.
shorts. So I hope they hang together. Honor Week is going to might be renamed. Riot went to jail and now he's banned from being within 100 yards of children.
You'll have it in front of a school.
Yeah. I can't believe
Yeah.
it's Honor Week already. Seems like we just did it.
It seems like I just started and it's almost been a month. I think I'm on day 27 or something. It's like,
It's insane to sit on a bike for 27 days. I'm like, wait, what? Like tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I think is 1 month, 4 weeks of riding straight. You know, so it's just a blur. It seems like yesterday I was in the snow and now I'm sweating my ass off. So
All right.
There's that.
Yeah,
It's
I'm all proud of
definitely-
myself. I've ridden every day since you started, but I'm not quite putting the miles you are in. So
hey, if you leave home now, you cut me off on my way to Texas. We can go do the ink together.
I'd love to, but someone's starting to crack the whip on me around here.
Mm. Yep.
We
Well,
got a
you're
truck and a trailer and a hose, so somebody's got to get to work.
Yeah. That's the hard part about being a business owner is the business.
Right.
Like it's easy to drive around new trucks and do some crap around the yard, but actually have an income is another thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get the day off. You know, we're gonna
Yeah, that's why I was self-employed for 20 years because I had to have a lot of days off. So that's that. All right, I got to stop talking and get out of
You
here.
gotta
So
go.
peace.
Be safe. Have a good week, everyone.
here we go.